Instagram stories are an amazing way to grow your followers and your reach. In this video, I'm giving you some ideas specifically on how to use this Instagram vertical's stories. If you're new around here, I'm Phil. Welcome to my channel. I share practical advice to look good online. Consider subscribing for more videos like this one about Instagram. Hit that bell to be notified when I post next. Now it's time to discuss Instagram story ideas for growth. And the idea for this video comes from a video that I posted several months ago here on YouTube. It's had a good number of views and engagement. This video is all about Instagram stories, and I'll link to it somewhere over here. If you're looking for content ideas for stickers and stories, including questions, definitely check that one out. But stick with me here for now, because I'm going to talk about stories, ideas focused on growth. I should note before we dive in that I've got a course all about Instagram. I post often here on my YouTube channel, obviously free resources, but this course is really comprehensive. Tutorials, worksheets, templates, and more. You can master Instagram, all verticals of it. I'll include a link in the description below and a promo code to get 50% off. My way of saying thanks for hanging out with me today. Now here's my first idea for Instagram growth via stories. Idea number one, encourage interaction that's quick and easy. Let's start with something that's arguably common sense, but an important reminder even for the most avid Instagrammers. Encouraging interaction can be done simply by not asking too much, and I'll give you an example. Here's an Instagram story where I'm asking people's opinion on something. In this case, I'm asking for input on where they'd rather travel, to the pyramids at Giza, Egypt, or a cenote in Yucatan, Mexico, two of my favorite spots. I might think that a question sticker would work here, something like, which place would you rather visit? They could either type in their answer, easy enough, right? Well, not really, I would argue. In this case, I'm going to think about what's easier for my audience. Instead of typing something, a single click for a vote is much easier and it's more enticing to participate. Why? Because it's simple and I'm curious. I want to know what other people have picked, and the results are shown after I vote, as opposed to a list of responses people have typed that only I can see. Each sticker has an appropriate use, and I encourage creativity when it comes to engaging with your audience to get them to participate. If you make it easy for them, they're more likely to engage. Avoid questions that are too much of an ask. Keep it simple. Often a poll is easier than a question. If you've got more than 10,000 followers, you can access the swipe up feature, but if you don't worry. I think it's overrated anyways. Very few people actually want to leave Instagram when given the choice. Instead, I tell people to DM you, direct message you, for a link to a recipe, a course, a tutorial, and the list goes on. That direct engagement can actually help you on Instagram. Why? In short, that person is interacting with you directly, and they're more likely to see your content in the future because of that behavior. It illustrates interest in your content. Interest, more engagement, more growth on this platform. It really has a domino effect. By the way, are we friends yet on Instagram? Be sure to say hello. Take the time, if you took the time to watch this video, to send me a DM on Instagram at Pallen. That's an example of encouraging interaction, quick and easy. That's idea number one. Let's move on. Idea number two, cross-promote often. I discuss here on YouTube how Instagram has grown very strategically to require lots of your time and energy on one platform as opposed to diverting it to other platforms. What they want you to do is to come to Instagram for everything, and it's why we see stories like Snapchat, live like Facebook, IGTV like YouTube, save posts like Pinterest, and you can't expect your entire audience to see everything you post all the time. They won't. There's too much going on, and the algorithm will show users only what it anticipates they want to see most. And this is why cross-promoting is a good idea. How do you do it? Very simple, really. Consider posting on feed to let people know what you're doing on stories. Or for that matter, on IGTV. You can post a preview of IGTV onto your feed, so that's a feature that's built in. We're focusing on stories in this video, so consider this. Each time you post something new to your feed, push it to your stories. Click the send icon below the feed post to share it. The first option you have to share it to your story, click that and it will embed the feed post, which is clickable, onto your story. That alone is not enough. Make sure you add some text to entice them to want to see the photo up close or read the caption in detail, or both. I added a little animated arrow GIF in this case to grab your attention. Here's a good rule of thumb. If you give people the same content across every platform or vertical, they're not likely going to be motivated to get that content on every vertical. If it's always the same, right? Give details in the caption that make it worth reading. Tell us in your feed post today that you're going to show us how to do something or give a sneak peek in your stories. That's different content, and that's how you cross-promote effectively. Let's keep going. Here's my next idea. Idea number 3, make private interactions a part of your story narrative. This idea is quick and simple, and it's something I've been doing a lot more of lately. Something I've said for years, social media is a tool for conversation, not for broadcast. Sometimes we forget when we're so focused on creating and posting content that you need to be social in order for this to work. This tactic will perfectly illustrate that. On Instagram, particularly when I'm active on stories, I pay close attention to what people are responding to, literally. If they take the time to reply to one of my stories, there's a good chance it's something someone else is wondering too when they see it. If it's relatable and appropriate, I'll screenshot their comment like this, or like this. You see, both of these people replied to me privately, but look. Just look at how much more convincing this makes my content by showing how others have responded to it. This is called social proof. Not just my opinion, but the positive reaction and engagement by others to validate what I've posted. And guess what? I've tagged both of these friends, and both of these friends, Brian and Amber, have large followings on Instagram, and they've reposted their story to their own audience, which drove 10 times as much reach to these posts as I'd normally get on my own. That's why I bring this up. It's putting the social back in social media. How do you do this? I will show you. Take a screenshot of their comment from your DMs, crop in closer on just the comment you want to feature. Doesn't have to be perfect. And once you've cropped, click on the cropped image on camera roll and copy it. Then go over to Instagram and paste it into your story. Click and paste and you're set. This strategy works best when you've tagged the people who've commented. Let others play the role in your story. It's interactive, it's fun, and it's good for growth, especially if they repost it. Finally, I've got one more idea for growth when it comes to stories. Here it is. Idea number 4, go live. Now I know this isn't directly stories, but I'll link it back to stories in a moment. I'm not going to spend as much time on this because I've got a whole other video all about this, which I will link to somewhere over here. I've got 3 tips for going live on Instagram and why you should do it. I won't repeat myself in this video, but I'll mention a few stats I spotted recently in an article by savvy internet marketer Neil Patel. Probably heard of him. These are stats from live stream. Did you know that live streaming topped 1.1 billion hours in 2019? And 80% of audiences prefer to watch live video than to read a blog, and that consumers are 39% more likely to share video content. I'll link to that article below. It's interesting, definitely check it out, and the other video I mentioned. But live streaming is such a good, easy way to create content that you can repurpose in a way that's personal, authentic, genuine, and likely to convert followers into friends. Once that live stream is done, you can post it on IGTV and encourage people in your stories to watch it and check it out if they didn't catch you live. This is an example of repurposing, which I've talked about a second ago. See how all of this works together. That's enough from me. I want to now hear from you. Any ideas or new ideas that you're going to try from hearing them in this video. If you've got tips that I haven't mentioned for stories, make sure you also put your Instagram handle down below, and let's keep the conversation going on down there. I watch those comments personally, and I look forward to interacting with you. If you found this video helpful, I would totally appreciate a like and consider subscribing for more of my videos here about Instagram on my YouTube channel and building your brand. Practical advice to look good online. Next, I'm linking you through to some Instagram videos that I think will help up your strategy. I'm Pallen. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and those videos are coming up next.